to bit unmute the thing.
Hello, American Patriots. Douglas Ducote here. What I'm about to share with you in this video is very disturbing, and it's difficult to understand and wrap your head around. I have been preaching for quite some time now, in fact, several years, that we have a far left ideology that has made its way into our society ever since 9/11. Not only have they infiltrated businesses and our school system, but now they have infiltrated Congress. They have taken over as professors, started on the West Coast, California, Oregon, Washington State, and then started moving across America, where today we have these far left liberal educators teaching our youth. But we're going to focus on just one person who came to America, became an American citizen, and is now, after the midterms, a member of the U.S. Congress. And I'm talking about Representative Ilhan Omar. There is no way, as a combat veteran and one that has served my country with honor against Islamic terrorists, to continue with this video with any form of political correctness. So if you're against a little bit of rough language every now and then, you might want to just stop watching at the moment. Because I am pissed. You should be just as pissed as I am after I share with you what this woman has done. Before becoming elected, we will go back to 2015, and I'm going to read to you basically the breakdown in a simple form so this video doesn't go on for a long period of time. In battle, congressional freshman Representative Ilhan Omar, Democrat from Minnesota, was one of several that asked a judge to show leniency towards a group of Minnesota men accused of trying to join the Islamic State terrorist group. The best deterrent to fascism is a system of compassion, she wrote at the time. We must alter our attitudes and approach. If we truly want to affect change, we should refocus our efforts on exclusion and rehabilitation. The 9 Minnesota men were facing decades in prison after being accused in 2015 of making plans, including buying fake passports in an effort to travel to Syria and fight for ISIS, which was at its peak level of activity and held territory in Syria and Iraq, killing U.S. forces. Omar, who was then a Minnesota state representative, was part of a group that sent letters to Judge Michael Davis urging him to give shorter sentences, arguing that harsher penalties would only lead to more people joining the terrorist group. Incarcerating 20-year-old men for 30 or 40 years is essentially a life sentence. Society will have no expectations of the 50 to 60-year-olds released from prison. They will view them with disgust and revulsion, she said. Such punitive measures not only lack efficiency, they create an environment with extremists which will allow extremists to flourish, aligning with the presumption of terrorist recruitment, she added. Omar's letter seeking more leniency sentences resurfaced on social media, and criticism over her attack of Senate Congressman Lindsey Graham, the Covington Catholic High School students, and the endorsement of socialist Venezuelan dictatorship by President Trump. One of the men in particular, Yassan Dodd, was facing over 30 years in prison for trying to join the terrorist group. He admitted in court that he wasn't trying to enter Syria on humanitarian grounds, but rather to participate in the activities of ISIS. I was not going there to pass out medical kits or food. I was going there strictly to fight and kill on behalf of the Islamic State. But Omar told the judge that the best way to counter extremists was with empathy rather than punishment. A long-term prison sentence for one who chooses violence to combat direct violence is a statement that our justice system misunderstands the guilty. A retroactive approach to justice assists to lure of criminal activity into ISIS, and we must address it. But her act failed. These men were tried and received sentences of up to 30 years. They were found guilty of providing material to support ISIS and conspiring to commit murder overseas. They were homegrown terrorists right here in America that, at least thankfully, chose to go overseas to join ISIS instead of doing like many others have done here in America and kill Americans. But we now have a member of the United States Congress that is actively supported leniently towards terrorists. Congresswoman Omar, you are a disgusting piece of human shit. As someone who has seen firsthand the dangers of ISIS terrorists, someone who has lost brothers and sisters serving in combat to ISIS terrorists, and today have many brothers and sisters that are permanently damaged because of ISIS terrorists. You, madam, may go to fucking hell and rot for the remainder of your life for all I give a flying shit. It is absolutely disgusting that the people of Minnesota voted your radical Islamic sympathizing ass into our Congress. I am calling for all Americans to rise up and contact Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer as the leaders of the Democrat Party at the moment to condemn this crazy ass's rhetoric and remove her from her congressional position. This has gone too far. When we have a sitting member of Congress that sympathizes with those that take American service members' lives on the battlefield, fuck that. She must be removed from office. Go to work for 7-Eleven, drive a freaking taxi, flip burgers at McDonald's, I don't give a shit. But making rules and regulations and laws for the citizens of America is the last place in hell I want to see someone that sympathizes with those that have killed American service members and have killed Americans right here in America, whether it's 9/11 or the terrorist attacks that have happened out in California, in Florida, and elsewhere across our country. It reminds me very, very much of the same type of sympathy that former President Barack Obama showed Iran when he allowed 5 known convicted terrorists to be set free, along with billions of dollars in cash for one army deserter who deserted his post in Afghanistan to sympathize with the terrorist groups there. Well, she followed right in his footsteps. And he should be charged with aiding and abetting the enemy. And so should this crazy, radical, Islamic, loving, hateful, terrorist sympathizing woman. I'm going to stop at that and be done with this video, which I have no doubt YouTube will unmonetize and probably even remove it. Fucking bullshit. Nothing pisses me off more than somebody that is so freaking dumb and ignorant and their brain is so infected with liberal bullshit that they think it's possible if you show leniency and you send flowers to terrorists that they will not try and kill you. That is bullshit. They have one thought in mind: interpreting the Quran in a radical way and killing anyone that does not side with them. Period. End of discussion. That's their ideology. And this bitch sympathizes with them. As always, please say a prayer for our men and women serving the United States military, fighting these freaking terrorists. As I speak, our veterans, our law enforcement officers that are helping fight known terrorists right here in America, our first responders, all their families, our president, our country. God bless America. And God help us get this woman out of our Congress and even America for that matter. Hope you all have a wonderful and blessed day. I'm Douglas Ducote, and I'm out.